Hi dolls, welcome back to my channel. Today I bring you a sweet and short simple video on how to contour and highlight. If you'd like to know how I do it, please keep watching. I've already prepped and primed my face, so now I'm applying my foundation, True Match from L'Oreal Paris in the shade W5. I'm moving my hair out of the way so you guys can see the contours of my face and the hollows of my cheeks easier. We're now going to move in to cream concealers, which is basically what we're going to be using throughout this look. I'm using the darkest shade just to carve out my cheeks, and as you can see, you just follow the natural line of your face. Using a small taper brush, you're just going to draw a line underside of the cheekbone. This is going to help you strengthen your cheekbone and the structure of your face. So you're basically defining it and carving it. As you can see, you already have some sort of shape to the face. We're now going to move on to a shine-free stick foundation, 2 shades darker than your normal skin. I'm using here Maybelline's shine-free foundation in the color Cappuccino. We're applying this to the temples of your forehead, your jawline, and darkening that line that we previously did underneath the chin. Moving on to the nose contour, you're just going to follow the natural line of your nose. If you have a wider nose and you want to make it smaller, you just do this line closer to each other. For my case, all I want to do is just create a little bit of definition, so I'm just going to draw a line and drag it into the eyebrows underneath. We're just going to create definition. So as you can see here, once again, from the tip of the nose all the way down where the nose falls. So basically at the end where the nostril kind of falls, you just follow the natural lines to create definition. If you have a wider nose, all you have to do is just keep those lines thinner. If you have a bump in between, skip that bump. That way you do not emphasize it even more. I'm now moving into concealer, and I'm using Radiant Cream and Concealer from NARS in the color Vanilla. This is the light shade that they have. I'm also going to apply the same concealer to the jawline to emphasize the line that we did in the cheek and the bridge of my nose. Bringing light to the face in those areas is going to help you shape out your face even better. I'm now using Max Pro Longwear NCW20 just to bring more light into the cheeks, and I like to warm up the powder with the tip of my fingers and apply it in a tapping motion. We're later going to go back with a beauty blender to blend everything out. The key to any look, especially highlighting, contouring, is blending. I'm now going to be applying a lighter shade of the same NCW20 that we did in the cheeks to the forehead where a furrow may appear. And you always want to highlight the bridge of the nose to lighten the face and avoiding the tip so you don't make your nose look bigger. So as you can see here, we have light and dark shades. Now it's time for blending. Using a wet beauty blender or any type of brush you may like, I prefer beauty blenders for this type of cream products since it's easier to blend. You're just going to use it in tapping motions where the concealer is. We're going to start with lighter shades, and then we're going to move into the darks. But first, all you basically do is using the beauty blender in a tapping motion, you're just going to tap the product into the skin. Basically, you're pushing the product into the skin and also picking up any excess product, and it will be left on the beauty blender, leaving your skin's surface smooth and defined. It's all about customizing your complexion. You don't want this makeup to look like you have a mask on. You want it to be part of your face. It's about creating a blur between the light and the dark shades in your face. I find that when I use a beauty blender, it helps me achieve a smooth transition between the dark and the light. Continuing the tapping motions, we're now going to blend out the contour part of the makeup. So basically, you're just going to follow the same steps you did for the light, but you're going to do it now with the dark colors. As you can see, this side still has the line versus the other side is already nice and blended and sculpted. We're going to move to continue to blend. I also like to use Max Prep and Prime to moisten my beauty blender when I'm doing cream products. It just helps smooth everything out into the surface of the skin. We're now going to move into setting the highlight. I'm using here a banana powder, but you can use any translucent powder that you like. The finer the powder is, the better it will be. I'm applying this with a small taper brush. I'm using the one from Beryllium Tools 944. We're literally going to pack on the product. Now applying a banana powder from Benign. I'm using a sponge just to apply underneath where we did the cheek sculpting. By bringing light into this area, it will help your cheeks look more sunken in, making them look brighter, healthier, and fuller. You're basically going to repeat the same step on the next cheek. So just to show you a close-up, you're just applying the banana powder right underneath where we did the sculpting, creating that lift, and just going to let it set there and cook, as they call it. I'm now going to fast forward to the step and show you a close-up of how the face looks in a full frontal. As you can see, the cheeks look nice and sculpted. Using an angle brush, we're now going to set the contour cream with a darker shade in a powder. I'm using this angle brush from Morphe. I'm just going to bring it down on the cheeks, the side of the nose, the temples of the forehead, and then going back with a fluffy blush to blend that out. As you can see, there's a pretty sharp line, so we're going to have to go back and blend everything out. Again, key is blending. You do not want any harsh lines. This is not about creating a line. It's about sculpting the face, lifting it up, shaping it, and guaranteeing a smooth look. For blending, I go back between two different brushes. I use the Sonia Kashuk small taper brush as well as the big one shown here, and just make sure that there's a smooth transition. I'm now going to be applying highlight. I'm using my new baby, Max Soft and Gentle. I'm applying it to the bridge of my nose, avoiding the tip, the temples of my forehead where the light hits it, and the high points of the cheek. This is going to help you get a nice sun-kissed glow, which is something that I always look forward to. Moving into blush, I'm applying Milani's Luminoso to my cheeks and dragging that color out into the highlight. Helps me achieve a full look, but not fuller than I already have versus the old school way of applying blushes. And this is gonna be it for today's look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something. If you did have any suggestions, don't forget to comment below and subscribe. Until next video, bye bye.